Alright, you up on comms? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Alright, you gotta get your mouth closer to that one. Alright, so I'm trying to get everything ready to go because we gotta go before it gets too sunset-ish because it's gonna get dark really quick. I think we're gonna get a pretty good sunset though.
I hope so.
I think we're gonna get a very good sunset. We'll have to keep monitoring the weather just to see. The good thing is the ceiling seems to be the problem, not the visibility, because it looks like most of the stuff is cleared out.
Right, clear for the option.
Clear for the option, request all short approaches.
So,
RV-70 Zulu, short approach.
Hopefully it'll be good. So we're going to go through Class Charlie airspace. We're going to go basically that direction for a second, then head up towards 80 freeway, and following the 80 freeway down to the downtown, which is straight ahead. So, anyway, you got everything your stuff set up?
Yep.
These probably going to come out of. Usually what happens if this is not far forward,
I see.
the cords can start to get there, so you're going to probably want to reset it so that it's far enough forward of this bar. That makes sense? Check your phone to make sure that's good. I'll keep going through your checklist.
Cessna 459, runway 28 left, clear, touch and go.
There's a Tango to the left for a center.
RV-70 Zulu, short approach, runway 28 right, clear for the option.
The option 28 right, 78 Zulu.
How does that look? Does it need tilting?
Oh, looks good.
Okay. Alright, do you want to fly or do you want me to fly? To get us around. Get us out of the airport. What do you want to do?
I've never actually tried to ascend to take off, so it's your job.
Okay,
I believe.
Extend down and do it, Papa.
It involves hovering, and hovering is better to do at the very end, not at the very beginning of the half a year of...
What? Say that again?
I mean that taking off involves hovering, and hovering is better to do at the very end when you already get accustomed.
Okay. Alright. There we go then.
RV-70 Zulu, short approach, runway 28 right, clear for the option.
There's the option 28 right, 78 Zulu.
Hey, Retire Helicopter 622 Sierra Alpha is over at Meridian with information Foxtrot, like an AED transition through Oakland airspace.
Helicopter 622, Sierra Alpha, Hayward Tower, roger, standby for that. I am expecting IFR departure, and I'll have you going just behind them.
Alright, so we're gonna wait for somebody to take off for IFR. Well, welcome back to the United States.
National aircraft airport information, Golf 0026 Zulu, special observation, now current, wind 2506, altimeter 3008.
Yeah, I have already jumped
Cessna
2 times with
I haven't forgotten about
a parachute.
It's not far release, and due to staffing, I don't have a lineup and weight available to me. Just continue now, and I'll call your base turn.
I'm in here.
Citation 8 Charlie Julie, expecting your departure here shortly, and continue holding.
Continue holding, 8 Charlie Juliet.
I'm hoping they'll give us a takeoff clearance. I think there's one airplane taking off.
Now and extend, I'll call your base.
So there's one guy over there, and one person on downwind.
RV-78 Zulu, right echo, contact ground point 4.
Echo going to ground, thanks a lot.
Helicopter 2 Sierra Alpha, hover taxi to taxiway Zulu, hold position.
2 southbound Canadian, landing with Golf, looking for closed traffic, 28 right.
Cessna 0 Sierra Papa, base turn approved, continue MO.
Setting for 0 Sierra Papa.
Holding position on Zulu 20 Alpha.
Without delay and expect restrictions airborne.
Was that call for 20 Alpha?
Helicopter 20 Alpha, you're looking for right crosswind, correct?
Right crosswind, yes.
Helicopter 20 Alpha, taxiway Zulu, clear for takeoff, expect restrictions airborne.
Clear for takeoff, and inward board, helicopter 20 Alpha, thanks. Gotta go before the sun goes down, or before it gets down really low. There we go, that's pretty nice, yeah.
Other aircraft calling, standby, coordinating with NorCal approach, standby please. Citation 8 Charlie Juliet, wind 2507, runway 28 left, full length, clear for takeoff.
Runway 28 left, clear for takeoff. 8 Charlie Juliet.
Citation 8 Charlie Juliet is able, no delay on departure please. We'll keep you quick. Cessna 0 Sierra Papa, runway 28 left, clear for the option, traffic departing, correction, Cessna 0 Sierra Papa, continue inbound when able, report departing, citation, traffic in sight.
There's a lot of communication traffic, so.
Thank you, Cessna 0 Sierra Papa, there is traffic departing runway 28 left from full length, citation, when able, reported in sight. Helicopter 20 Alpha, remain below 1,500 and continue towards 3 crosses. Oakland will have your turn inbound shortly. Contact Oakland Tower now, 118.3.
108.3 and move for 1,500 feet, helicopter 20 Alpha, thanks.
Clear right, hold your runway 28 left.
I gotta wait for that airplane. Oakland Tower, helicopter 622 Sierra Alpha is out of Hayward, like an 80 to transition for Bay 2 or negative services.
Helicopter 622 Sierra Alpha, Oakland Tower, Oakland altimeter 3009 IDEN.
IDENing, helicopter 2 Sierra Alpha.
Cessna 05 Delta, extend down, wind until advised, look for traffic to follow it, back off, jet on a 3 mile final. Extending downwind, 05 Delta. Golf wind 01 Golf traffic, will pass off to your left, working the map. I mean the numbers are 6, Cessna will off to your left, will be following you for the runway.
Gotta turn.
Okay, we're looking at the Cessna, 1 Golf, 1901 Golf. Attention for Lima Romeo, without delay, cross runway 28 left, hold short of Bravo 1. Bravo 1 on the south side, contact ground point 05. Traffic in sight for 05 Delta.
Alright.
Number 2 Sierra Alpha, radar contact indicating 600 feet as we speak. And Oakland altimeter 3009er. Transition of frequency is approved VFR Azure 1000. For now, just remain north of the 2-way final.
Remain north of the 2A final, helicopter 2 Sierra Alpha.
Number 980 Sierra Fox at Oakland Tower. I'm sorry, you second.
Alright, do you want to fly?
Yep.
Alright, you have the controls?
Have controls.
Alright, so you should have your hand on the collective too, because that's what...
Okay.
We're just going to follow this highway.
Okay.
You're following, and
we'll keep our power in, because that's our altitude. Or basically, controlling our...
left, clear for the option, 05 Delta.
Tower, if able for 05 Delta, the option 28 left, full stop, 33.
Have you ever scuba dived?
Roger,
Yep.
Okay, so the collective is your buoyancy. You just hold the buoyancy, and then you fly with the cycling. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So you're flying the attitude, look out to the side. Attitude tells you everything, like you have the controls, fly back. There we go. Fly the road.
1 mile final for the runway Cessna.
Fly the road.
For runway 28 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 28 right for 0 Sierra.
There we go. Remember that this is a very unstable aircraft, probably way more unstable than what you remember.
Even more unstable that I've experienced before?
No, we've done it before. You just have to remember that this aircraft it doesn't stay up or down, you have to manage it. It won't fly by itself. It will go out of trim, out of whack, everything is changed if you don't fly the aircraft.
So basically I'm monitoring this vertical speed and it's close to 0, so...
Vertical speed, it changes instantaneously if you nose forward, so you gotta keep the attitude. So hold the attitude that keeps you the direction you want.
Could we still follow the highway?
We can kind of cut towards the city now. That's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah, we just have to stay north of the highways. But you see where your vertical speed changed?
175 Oakland Tower, following traffic on a 1
That's because of the change in attitude.
Right, clear to land, continue reducing to slow as practical.
We're reducing the speed now at clear land and runway 2 right, big drive 125.
Stay a little bit more to the right because we're going to stay away from the airport. Now when you are pulling the collective, you have to manage it so that it stays up, because it will kind of slide down on its own. The manifold pressure tells us whether or not we're increasing or decreasing our power. Think about it as increasing and decreasing air in your buoyancy compensator, or your BC.
Right, clear to land.
Right, clear to land, Bongo, please land.
And I know this is not going to be a very efficient bunch of, lessons today because it's mostly sightseeing.
November 0, Sierra Foxtrot, right on taxiway Juliet, say parking request.
Keep your power up. So it's moving down on its own on the collective.
November 005,
So
right
you have to hold it up.
Charlie taxi via Charlie 2 parking, and the taxiway just contact,
Keep controlling the attitude.
On 1,
Don't allow this to drop for a long time. You're going to speed up or descend.
Good. Cessna 05 Delta, my apologies for the delay. Would you rather wait for that option, sir, and still waiting for one more arrival, or would you just rather maybe just taxi down and I'll text to the OT?
How long is it going to be, do you think?
It's been waiting for, I'm going to say about another minute, sir.
We can wait a minute, thank you.
You got to control the attitude.
Everybody will find it, of course.
Think about being in front. You can't just hold this in one position. If the aircraft's not doing what you want, you have to push and pull the aircraft to what you want it to do.
Yeah, I just noticed that we're somehow sliding at the side sliding, something like this, not going forward, but
we're choosing a line that gets us to our destination versus
Channel 61
the
Bravo,
actual level, like direction, because we have what's called a crab. So we're kind of sliding sideways. But what's happening most of the time is that your attitude is changing. So we got to control the attitude of the aircraft with the cyclic. We can't climb any higher.
Okay.
We actually have to stay low.
X-ray 175, right on Juliet, right on Charlie, taxi via Charlie 2 parking. On Charlie, just monitor my ground frequency on 121.9.
Okay, right Juliet, and monitor you 121.
Really can't climb any higher. Because there's altitude, there's clouds here at 1,000 feet, so we can't go into the clouds. We have to stay 1,000 feet below them.
I'll keep you over here in a second. 01 go, just waiting for 1.
Because we're inside Class Charlie airspace, so we have to stay below the clouds. Now, when you're making adjustments, you can talk to your aircraft to find out what's happening with airspeed, altitude, and manifold pressure. If the manifold pressure drops, you're losing some of that buoyancy. It's like your air inside of your scuba diving container is losing air. We don't want to have that happen.
November 20 Alpha traffic, maneuver over downtown Oakland, it's another helicopter 900 feet.
Looking for that traffic, 20 Alpha. Helicopter 20 Alpha would like to go to the left of the city towards the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza.
20 Alpha, approved fast request, Oakland altimeter still showing 3010.
Thank you very much, 20 Alpha. Alright, so we can fly the straight line.
okay.
So now we can go towards the bridge. We were having we had to stay away from the airport because of what they were wanting us to do. Now we can actually fly.
Right at the end on Charlie 1, join Charlie and hold short runway 33.
Right at Charlie 1, hold, and on join Charlie, hold short of 331, go for that.
November 01 Golf, cross runway 28 right, there, parking request.
Hold third cross 28 right, and hangar 10.
Hangar 1001 Golf taxi, once across taxi via Juliet Delta on the other side, just monitor my ground frequency on 121.9. Okay, we're clear to cross 28 right to Juliet Delta to Hangar 10 and monitor on 121 side.
So once you see the highway, turn.
Cessna 05 Delta, thanks for waiting,
Nope,
sir. Runway
you can go a little bit.
28, left
Once you get to the highway.
Runway 33, you are
Does that
clear
make
to land traffic. Leaving the runway, we'll be holding short of your runway.
28 left, clear for takeoff, and 33 clear for landing, 05 Delta.
Argus 1 traffic up, that's about 2.5 miles east of your location, 500 feet, another helicopter transitioning towards the Bay Bridge.
Yeah, talking to
Hold on. Was that call for 2 Sierra Alpha?
Negative.
Thank you. Nobody's responding to him. So you'll find that your attitude is what really matters the most. If you lose your attitude, you'll speed up or descend. If you aft cyclic, you'll climb. But we want to try to keep a level attitude, which is basically straight and level. So we have to fine-tune the location.
Call 3-1, both Lima, thanks for waiting. Cross runway 33, one side cross, contact ground 121 for Nana.
Cross 23 and then contact ground 1. Go Lima.
So will we go through Treasure Island?
Yeah, we have to.
With you to mark 05 Delta.
We're going to follow the bridge, because this is how we're going to get it. So fly the bridge.
Yeah,
What's up?
nothing to gain altitude.
Maintain attitude, not just altitude. ATT, attitude. Compass on the horizon, or bug, or something.
Argus 1, traffic field 7, downtown Oakland, transitioning west on 600 feet, another helicopter, Rock 22.
Roger, let's allow 22, Argus 1.
November 2, Sierra Alpha, that previous helicopter traffic now, Pure 12, becoming 1 o'clock, 2.5 miles, maneuvering 900 feet over the port of Oakland.
Still looking for 2 Sierra Alpha. Oh, we have him sight. 2 Sierra Alpha, we'll maintain visual.
2 Sierra Alpha, thank you, approved, and relatively terminated. Rock maintain VFR, approved.
Quick change approved, Spock VFR. We have to just watch out for him.
Yeah.
That's okay. Alright, so now, looks like Golden Gate's open, pretty open. It actually looks pretty too.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a pretty good view today.
Argus 1, previous helicopter traffic off to your right side, but I'm now continuing with no factor.
So you'll be able to fine-tune your position of your hand on your leg. So that
Yeah,
way you don't have to move it so dramatically or much.
Actually, my hand already gets tired,
Okay.
so I'm trying to get a better position.
You're holding too high. Well, it depends on, yeah, you can reposition your hand, but just remember that repositioning your hand changes the attitude of the aircraft. You can squeeze your wrist and actually move the aircraft. That's how sensitive this aircraft is. It's like this aircraft is very similar to a sports car. It's very, very, very responsive to whatever you want it to do. Alright, do you want me to fly so you can take pictures?
No, could you
Okay.
take pictures actually?
Take
on your
pictures?
On, yeah, on your
Alright.
phone.
Alright, well I want to be able to make sure, oh I get a little moisture.
My phone is
Let's fly towards the bridge.
used for microphone basically.
Alright, let's go towards the bridge and then follow the bridge in.
Okay.
Try to keep your attitude under control so I don't feel like I have to take controls from you. And then pull your collective up, because you're allowing your collective manifold pressure to change, and that's what's messing up a little bit of your power. That's also messing up your speed, because you are using this is a vacuum cleaner. We're sucking ourselves up into the sky. If you use your vacuum to pull yourself forward or pull yourself up, So you need more power. You gotta hold it up. You keep letting it go down.
Okay.
You gotta hold it up to the, see it's on 20 on the number for the manifold pressure?
Yes.
That's where you wanna hold it to.
And when it changes manifold pressure?
It won't change manifold pressure unless the collective changes, so...
No, when it goes down, basically you say maintain it, but when
you have to pull it up, because it's not... We want it to maintain at 20. Maintain at 21, 20, those kind of things. So it's what's happening is it's going down on its own because you're not holding enough pressure. And that's what's making your shift in altitude and speed. Because once you pick your speed... Alright, let's go ahead and just follow the road. Don't hit the tower, so you gotta fly the aircraft. Gotta keep your... Pull just a little collective. Let's climb. Use a little bit more vacuum to climb. That's going to allow us to get higher above the ground.
You want to fly above the tower, or
to the left or right of it, one or the other.
Probably let's do it to the left, and then we will have a sunset in your pictures.
It's still got the sunset area in the pictures, but you won't have... That's fine, just keep flying that way. You don't have to get too close. Now, you gotta keep that collective up because your manifold pressure keeps going down on you. When you pull up on the collective, it's gonna change attitude of the aircraft. So you have to kind of hold it at that power setting so you don't have to keep making adjustments. We're pretty low, so we need to still kind of come up. Looks like we can get a little bit around the whole stuff. We're going to try to get over to the don't turn towards it yet. This is a little too low to the building, or to the tower. So let's cut it across at the low spot. So,
okay.
Because we have to have a decision in case we have an emergency. We need to be able to essentially have enough distance away from something versus... I can tell that the shift of my weight is actually changing your attitude as well. So anytime you have a small aircraft like this, you can go towards the Golden Gate. Everything shifts, and then you lose out your attitude.
All this pyramid called?
That's called the Trans-American Building.
Yeah. Could we get a little bit closer to it?
We can, but let's go to the Golden Gate first. Right?
Okay.
Because you're gonna spend most of your time either one way or another, and we'll have to choose our routes accordingly with the... I can always get closer to it if you want the Golden Gate.
Okay.
So you gotta fix the attitude. So what you're doing is, when you're changing your turning, see how the nose keeps bobbing up and down?
Yep.
Your feet should feel similar whenever you're turning. It's not a lean, or like a arc. You have to kind of move it flat, straight forward and back.
As you say, just a little bit of input. Basically.
It is always a lot less input than or little input. You're doing good flying straight. So when you turn, just try to keep the attitude. So the compass is kind of the good reference point to go by. And when the compass is up, you're going to slow down your climbing. When your compass is down, you're going to speed up and descend. You have to fine-tune the position of it so that you get the speed that you want. You just have to hold the power so that you can actually keep that speed, because you'll lose your speed by losing power as well. Now I tell you, every little teeny like movement, side to side, rocking back and forth, that's going to change your attitude. So you have to kind of fine tune and make the adjustments quickly when you see them.
So are we flying at
Gotta
the
hold
middle?
that power up. What's up? In the middle,
Oh,
yeah.
at the middle, okay.
Yeah. We can't fly underneath it.
We can?
We cannot. So we don't have floats. It's not a good idea to do it. Golden Gate traffic, helicopter 622 Sierra Alpha is nearing the middle of the Golden Gate Bridge. That's 700 feet, Golden Gate traffic. I have to make a call to let people know what we're doing. Oh, you picked a nice day to fly.
Some clouds. It's also it's very good for Golden Gate.
Yeah. So we don't want to go into clouds, so we have to choose a route that will prevent us from going into the clouds.
I see.
So when you see the clouds in front of us, you're going to have to make an adjustment so you don't go right into the clouds. So it looks like most of the clouds are over the actual hilltops. Looks like we're getting the sun. Let's circle to the left. Now see how you're slowing down, it's because your attitude has changed. So you have to keep this down on the horizon whenever you're making adjustments. Especially when you're turning. Now you're flying pretty slow, so in order to speed up, you have to keep it leaning forward. Okay, and you got to keep the power in.
Yeah, I see.
What's up?
I see. So basically, yeah, we already.
Yeah, we always kind of lean forward to fly because we're vacuum sucking ourselves forward.
Yeah, just to keep a manifold pressure.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is you have to keep your manifold pressure and your attitude, and then you can fly pretty easily. This aircraft is pretty easy to fly.
By the way, could we get to the rock?
What's that?
Could we get to Alcatraz?
I can't even understand what you're saying.
I mean this Alcatraz.
Alcatraz?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you want to fly to Alcatraz?
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
I'm a fan of the film The Rock.
Oh, The Rock. That's what you're the Rock, yeah. You gotta fly the aircraft. We'll get a little closer to the city.
I've never been here actually on the rock.
I've never been to it either. I've only flown over it 1 billion times. So come to the right and then circle around it on the left. Getting too much static from it. When you turn, just make sure the attitude stays the same. Keep your altitude, go ahead. Okay. You're losing manifold pressure again. I shouldn't have to remind you. Alright, so usually when I tell people they're losing losing manifold pressure, they stop being a pilot. So your job is to try to be a pilot, correct? Or in this case, you're trying to be a pilot.
Okay, let me go a little bit further and do a nice turn to see the sun over the rock.
Okay.
Probably okay. Now.
When you turn, try not to turn with the nose going up. You actually got to turn faster than that if you want to.
Oh, nice.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay. The attitude, fly the aircraft. I'll let go.
Okay.
You totally botched that video if you're trying to get a nice smooth video because you keep doing this. So now your whole entire time you're going to go like this. You got to control the attitude while you turn, move. Everything comes down to that. The smoother you control your horizon and attitude in reference to the aircraft, the better it's going to be in video. Which is always the case. This is Pier 39.
What?
Pier 39. This is where all the sea lines are. Pier 39.
Ah, I was there actually.
Okay.
I have a picture with a lot of sea lions.
Yeah.
So could we just pass through?
As far as what?
Next to Transamerican.
Yeah, just don't fly too close to it. This is aircraft, so we can fly pretty close, but we don't want to fly like so close. We do have to pay attention to where the clouds and stuff are. So you see on the other side, there's some flags. We want to watch out for anything on the other side as well, cranes, things like that. Alright, I'm going to help your video out. Stop moving it.
Okay.
Now we're getting turbulence off the buildings. San Jose Giants Stadium.
So what we are doing now?
What do you want to do?
Probably just follow the bridge, opposite direction.
Well, do you want to? How long do you want to stay?
Probably if we can make one circle, of course.
So you're losing speed. I can't stress enough that your attitude control has to be changed based on what you are trying to accomplish.
Okay.
Because you will, this aircraft is not going to fly by itself. You have to make adjustments every time it's doing something wrong, and it will do a lot of things wrong because it's not a very good aircraft to fly. It's a very tough aircraft to try to fly.
Probably.
Now we can't climb. You gotta. So see what happens every time you're turning. What you're doing is turning and doing this. Okay, so it's pointing the nose to the sky. When you turn, you need to keep that nose down and turn flat. So we have to pull and push, depending on that.
Try again.
What?
Let's try again.
Alright, we can't climb any higher because we got clouds above us.
Okay.
And you gotta turn so you're not gonna hit something, so you gotta kind of choose your path accordingly.
Okay, let's go over the bridge.
Back to home or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tunnels already goes down, so.
Yeah, don't pull back. You gotta keep the nose.
Okay.
So what's happening is you're thinking, I gotta move this. I don't want you to think that. I want you to think you gotta move this.
Okay.
This is your control. Have you ever played video games?
Yeah.
This is your sight picture. This is your reticle for your headshot. Okay? This is what you're controlling. This does not do anything. Look,
Okay.
well, it does stuff, but I mean, this is what you're trying to control. Hopefully that makes sense. So when you're changing direction, come just a little to the left because we don't want to get into the clouds. So when the attitude changes, fix it. You're pulling back. And we want to avoid going forward rapidly. Turn to the left.
Okay.
To the left. You see a little clouds? See that little clouds? Never mind, alright, whatever.
Why there's so much empty space?
That's because of, they're doing a lot of construction there. When we have to descend, we don't hit the clouds.
Okay.
But one thing's for sure, you're going to see your video is going to tell you that you're not holding attitude, you're holding your hands and whatever feeling you want. And what's happening is that you're losing the horizon. It's going to go like this. Your video is going to go like this the whole time.
So we descended a little bit.
Yeah, this is totally fine. Now we can cut across because we're going to take off towards Hayward. Not yet. A little bit sooner, later.
Oh, let's go through this dam at the payment station. It looks so shiny.
Oh yeah.
Another Chairman, Hayward Jamie unmonitored. Hazardous weather information for Northern California coastal waters available on Iowa 4 flights to frequencies. Advise on initial contact, keep information. Hotel. Hayward confirmation hotel 0052 Zulu, wind 250 at 3, visibility 10.
Looks cool.
Yeah, so we have to stay away from the low clouds. Go ahead and turn.
Okay.
Oakland Tower, helicopter 622 Sierra Alpha is over the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza, like an 80 transition to Hayward.
Helicopter 662 Sierra Alpha, Oakland Tower, squad 5337.
5337, helicopter 622 Sierra Alpha. Now we're going to follow this highway.
Thank you, helicopter 2 Sierra Alpha, radar contact, Joseph with the 4 of Oakland indicating 600 feet, and you can intercept the Nimitz 880 freeway southeastbound as requested.
And I confirm 600 feet, helicopter 2 Sierra Alpha, 880. So pretty fun?
Yeah. But by the way, why manifold pressure below 20 is not so good?
Okay, so what happens when you're below 20 inches manifold pressure, you're just slowing down and you're descending, trying to keep your speed. See, manifold pressure is speed, okay? So if I want to go faster, I pull manifold pressure and I suck myself faster.
I see, just
this is
nose down and...
yeah, because we're a vacuum cleaner. We're not like an airplane where we can fly. We actually have to suck ourselves at an angle. We have to keep that angle the whole entire time. So now we're flying 85 knots for 21 instead of 20. So what's happening is you are slowing down, and that's what becomes a problem. And then because you're losing power, you're not able to pull yourself as fast. And then when what you have to do is maintain an attitude that is appropriate for the speed you want. So whenever you change your manifold pressure, everything changes. Attitude changes, your speed changes. So you gotta choose what you want to hold and hold that. So every time it gets less than that, you're not holding what we initially chose. Essentially, we made the choice to do it. It's the difference between being a strong vacuum cleaner or a weak vacuum cleaner. If you pull the power, it makes us a stronger vacuum cleaner. We can use that to either go faster or we can go higher. Typically, when I'm doing flying and stuff, I have to do a little bit of ground to help you understand the controls a little bit better, because we shouldn't have to have this conversation in the air. I shouldn't be having to teach you how to fly an aircraft when we're trying to fly the aircraft, because this is where it gets more risky. So typically, when you learn the ground, it allows you to understand the behavior of the aircraft and what's actually happening. What happens when the collective is down and the manifold pressure is less? Those are things we talk about on the ground. But you're doing fine. It's just a couple times where I feel like I had to move the controls just to make sure you're not doing something. The one thing you want to avoid is a fast forward. You don't want to go forward really rapidly. You can get into what's called a low G condition, which can lead to mass bumping. How many hours do you have flying a helicopter?
It will be the fourth. It's the fourth.
4 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Including this.
Were you flying anything besides the 22?
No, it was just one with Klaus and 3 with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's way far. It's spread out in time, so you're not getting a lot of experience out of it.
Yeah, last time it was Brink.
Come to the left of the highway, and you'll see why. We'll fly over the arena.
Oh, I see.
So now from this side, we're going to follow a road or a track or something that's on not the highway, because the highway gets us too close to the runways. We want to follow kind of a little bit out as we're going towards Hayward instead of landing at the airport. We're choosing a path that helps us to avoid other people. So when you made that adjustment, good job, because you didn't change everything. Not too much anyways, but a little bit. So whenever you move your hands, now you're moving the aircraft to the thing. Now, keep in mind that it will lean for a little bit before it actually moves. So you fix the lean, not fix the movement. If it leans, it's going to move. It just takes time.
Oh, the BART.
Yeah, this is the BART.
Helicopter 2 Sierra Alpha, nobody on finals for the 28 runways. Radar service is terminated. You can keep your transponder code and contact Hayward Tower. Good night.
Contacting Hayward, thank you very much for your time. Have a great evening.
Thank you, you too.
Hayward Tower, helicopter 622 Sierra Alpha is out of Oakland, inbound for Meridian with information hotel.
Helicopter 622 Sierra Alpha, Hayward Tower, make right traffic forward taxiway Zulu.
Right traffic for taxiway Zulu, helicopter 622 Sierra Alpha. Alright, so you see that green light that just flashed? And now there's a white light right there. See that white light? Okay, it's going to flash green here shortly.
Yes.
Green. That's the airport. That we're heading to anyways.
But still we need to maintain our...
Everything.
Course,
Altitude,
yeah.
choice, airspeed, yep.
No, I mean, we won't go there directly.
We won't. We'll come to the left a little bit, and then we will turn towards the run. We're going to go to our parking spot. We can't climb anymore. Yeah, we cannot. We gotta stay low because of clouds. We have to stay away from the clouds 500 feet below the clouds because we're inside airspace.
I see, so...
So when we choose an altitude, it's because of that. as well as avoiding other things. But we can fly low. We can actually fly a lot lower than this. But we don't want to fly a lot lower because we get closer to
neighborhood.
Yeah. So if you're trying to slow down though, don't just pull back. You have to go a little bit in a different way.
Helicopter 2 Sierra Alpha, traffic at your 11 o'clock, 2 miles, descending westbound out of 2,400 Challenger.
Looking for traffic, helicopter 2 Sierra Alpha.
So what altitude to maintain? About 400 feet?
What?
The altitude to maintain is about 400.
We're at 400 right now,
Yeah.
but that's okay because we're on a lower altitude than everybody else is flying.
Helicopter 2 Sierra Alpha, traffic now is 11 o'clock, 1 mile, 1,900.
I think he's still in the clouds. 2 Sierra Alpha, not seeing him yet.
Helicopter 2 Sierra Alpha, roger.
That's our airport, so we can start turning towards it.
Hey, retired helicopter 789 Lima Papa, 58680 inbound with hotel,
Okay.
landing APP.
I see this slide.
Helicopter
So
789
we are already turning, yeah?
A little bit, yeah.
For taxiway Alpha, beam APP.
Right base, taxiway Alpha, beam APP 789 Lima Papa.
Helicopter 2 Sierra Alpha, Challenger traffic no factor wind, 300 at 9er, altimeter 300 minor. Taxiway Zulu, beam meridian, clear to land.
Taxiway Zulu, beam meridian, clear for landing. Helicopter 2 Sierra Alpha, thanks. Alright, so we're landing where there's a green light and 4 lights that are bright. We're kind of landing in front. There's a big hangar on the other side of the airport.
So we need to basically pass the whole airport and then...
Turn towards the airport,
Okay.
towards the taxiway that we're landing on. So don't let the attitude change while you're taking turns because we still have to keep our speed by that attitude.
Approaching mid-center of the cemetery bridge, 1100 pattern, hotel.
514 Hayward Tower, intermediate left
Time
down,
to
runway 28 left, report over the toll
turn,
plaza.
yeah?
Yeah, you can turn here.
Midfield for right down runway 28 left, and we'll report over the
Oh,
toll
let
plaza,
me-
14.
514, make
Slowly come down.
midfield left downwind for 28
We're gonna
left.
start coming down
Left
to
down
land.
for 28 left.
Okay.
Get off the pedals. Get off the pedals.
Okay.
Okay, so you're,
That's all.
yeah. You gotta get off the pedals because the pedals are there to control anti-torque. We're gonna land on this taxiway. And basically turning into the wind right now.
Helicopter 789 Lima Papa is on the base, just to beam Cal State Hayward.
Alright, so now when you're hovering, it's the same thing. It's attitude control,
Helicopter 789 Lima Papa,
not,
thank you, wind
not
300 at
control
8.
cycling control. You know?
Taxiway Alpha, beam APP.
We actually have to control the attitude of the aircraft.
APP clear to land. Do you have any traffic
But
on
it's
the
a
right
lot more
Lima Papa? I'd like to
unstable,
approach on
so-
the extended center line runway 28 right.
Helicopter 9er Lima, Nina, correction, helicopter 9er Lima Papa, that is approved as requested. I do not have any traffic inbound.
Lima Papa, thank you.
3514 is over.
You notice that the attitude and the compass doesn't do a lot of changing.
Make left, close traffic.
2 left, 2 for the option, and we'll make left close traffic, 3514.
The compass doesn't need to move that much off the horizon. It doesn't need to move very much up and down. When it moves up and down, it's gonna go backwards and go forward. That's what's happening in the air. So whenever you're turning, you shouldn't do this because that's gonna make you do that. Sense? There's a lot to cover. It's not something I can teach in the air very easily. Or very quick, I should say. It does make your arm tired.
we actually already hovered. Yeah, Spring. That's pretty hard.
What was the last thing? What were you saying?
We were hovering at Spring, and it was pretty hard.
It is hard. It's the hardest thing a helicopter has to do. But if you know how to hover, you can know how to fly, because it's all about controlling this. Right now, we're level on the ground. All right, so I can move this cyclic around, and it's not changing my attitude. All right, but when we're flying in hover, moving the cyclic around can change the attitude. But if you move it rapidly, it won't change the attitude at all.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ground to cover besides just flying. I don't know. There's a lot more to cover. It gets simpler and makes more sense when you actually know some more details about it. It's really hard to tell you how to fly it when you're actually flying. But you got to see it downtown. So, now, I'm not going to be here probably next time you're in town. I am moving to another job, but there's another instructor, his name's Jacob. He'll be able to essentially fly with you.
Okay.
Or you can fly with whoever.